Nearly $100 million of your tax dollars has been set aside to help struggling or disadvantaged businesses. But 5 Investigates has uncovered some questionable recipients. And with fraud, waste, and abuse now top of everyone's mind, investigative reporter Ryan Raish is pressing for answers. Ryan, what are you learning?
Hey, Lindsay, it's called the Minnesota Promise Grant, up to $50,000 up for grabs for small businesses. We want to be clear here, nobody has been accused of fraud, but the lack of information released makes it very difficult to vet some of the winners. For more than 15 years, Shantae Holmes has rode the highs and fought the lows of running all washed up laundry. A cycle she knows all too well.
The business was struggling because it had just experienced the situation of the George Floyd.
Then a lifeline from the Minnesota Promise Grant. She received more than $30,000 from the state's program designed to help small businesses like hers, impacted by racial discrimination, civil unrest, and other barriers to funding. Holmes says she used the money to fix her company van.
It was a vital piece that, helped me to continue moving through.
Holmes is one of more than 650 winners named so far in this nearly $100 million grant program. But 5 Investigates also found some questionable recipients at a time when the public and policymakers are following every cent. Among the winners that stand out, not business names, but more than 300 people who the state says qualify as sole proprietors. Most work in transportation, a detail only revealed after we kept emailing the state for more information.
I'm a strong proponent of sole proprietorships. I understand that. But it's a little bit harder then to have that lens onto how is the money going to be used, or more importantly, how was it used?
I'm a reporter with Channel 5, KSTP. I tried tracking down as many recipients that I could find, and not everyone was excited to hear from me.
You can call 911 if you want. I'm just trying to find out what you're using the funds for.
The state gave this housing stabilization company more than $33,000. We found it billed Medicaid nearly $4 million since 2023, including through that housing program the state shut down last fall over fraud. By phone, the owner told me when they applied, they were under the $750,000 limit to qualify.
Just have to fill out some paperwork and getting $5,000. I think a lot of people would take that deal. It's free money. Just file the paperwork.
Then there's B&M Vital Home Care. It received nearly the maximum grant. But a quick check online shows the state revoked its license 2 years ago.
Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again.
And they have no working phone number. I brought our findings to the state senator who drafted the bill. How do you respond to that?
What I say is that if there was a license that was revoked for some reason, because there could be a technicality.
They said this was a serious issue that affected that put in jeopardy the health and safety of the clients in that business.
Well, I don't know about DHS saying that. We didn't receive any notice of that. But let me also say this. We make sure that there's no fraud and there's no possibility of fraud in the Promise Act.
Champion says he did many site visits himself and says the Department of Employment and Economic Development and its partners perform a laundry list of checks, including going over tax forms, checking addresses, and Secretary of State filings.
Even when you think in terms of the cherry picking that I think is important for reporters to do, that I think it's important to put context around these things.
I'm not sure if cherry picking is the right term. I mean, we're going through the list to try to verify.
So I'm not here to, say that you're wrong for doing the work that you do. We want you to, because guess what? We know that there's no fraud.
But we also know that there are hundreds of businesses receiving grant money that we, the public, know absolutely nothing about. Let me ask you this. Does DEED check with DHS to see if there's been any credible allegations of fraud or a stop payment order issued before grant money goes out the door?
I think that's something you have to ask DEED, right? Because I can go through the list.
Well, it's part of your legislation, right?
Well, part of my legislation is for small businesses.
I did go to DEED, the agency in charge of the oversight here. They ignored my interview request, but in response to that question about whether they first check for allegations of fraud or stop payments, a spokesperson told me this. Quote, in the past, staff did not have access to not public data related to fraud, investigations, and stop payments being led by other agencies. I followed up today and they learned they are now doing that under a new executive order. And they previously told me they do spot checks on a percentage of all approved applications, Lindsay.
All right, so who is actually in charge of picking which businesses get the money?
So these are called pass-through grants. And here's how it works in the Metro. A nonprofit called the Neighborhood Development Center actually does the lion's share of the work here. They, too, refused to sit down for an interview, and their hired PR firm did not respond to any of my written questions, but acknowledged that recent events have raised important and legitimate questions. In a statement, NDC said, quote, it understands its role and responsibilities related to these issues to ensure this important work continues to be done in a way that has impact in financial accountability. We'll continue to track this. There are more rounds to be funded here, so this program's not done.